even today, I hear a lot of concern from people that sort of say, well, how do I compare with my industry? What you want to be thinking about is what is going on with your customers. A really useful tool, I would say, is one that was developed by Clayton Christensen, and he calls it the customer job to be done. We don't actually buy products and services. We hire them to get jobs done in our lives. And the reason that's such an interesting perspective is it completely opens up your mind to who your competition might be. Where might I be looking for possible future solutions? The example is listening to music. The job has not changed. The desire of human beings to listen to music has not changed. The way that need gets addressed changes all the time. The music industry said, wait a minute, if what you really want is the music you love, plus other music you might like, and you don't want to have to go through the bother of downloading and cataloging all this music, what if we could just send it to you in a streaming manner on your phone? It's actually returning profitability to an industry that you would have thought was in deep decline. Why? What's the job the customer's trying to get done? And let's be creative about meeting that need. If you catch the inflection point, it can cause your business to rise to really new heights. I'd like to share with you some research that I did some years ago on a set of companies that I called the growth outliers. So these were companies that had been able to grow their revenue by 5% a year or more for 10 years in a row. They had this really interesting way of balancing stability with dynamism. Strategy, values, networks, core purpose. Those things remained relatively unchanged. Now, over 10 years, a lot changes in the world. So what changed? They were very dynamic in their resource allocation. You want to keep relatively stable your really core values. And if you see an opportunity which might be interesting, but that would require you to violate those values, I think that's something you probably don't want to take on. Now, if it's something that fits sort of within your purview of where you might want to make a difference in the world, then I think that's perfectly acceptable. What am I going to keep stable? What am I going to not change? And what am I going to be prepared to change?